Let's understand this in easy way. Dell System Series. The Dell System Series was one of Dell's very first laptop lines, launched in the early 1990s. These were large, heavy machines by today's standards, but they were groundbreaking at the time. They ran early versions of MS-DOS and Windows, which were the operating systems people used before modern Windows existed. Think of them as the ancestors of every Dell laptop you see today. They proved that Dell could compete in the portable computer market, and they laid the foundation for everything that came after. Dell NX Series. The Dell NX Series came shortly after the System Series, and was one of Dell's early attempts to make laptops more practical for business users. These machines were still bulky and expensive, but they were more refined than the original System Series. They were aimed at professionals and companies who needed a portable computer they could carry between meetings and offices. At a time when most people still worked on desktop computers, owning a laptop was considered a luxury. The NX series helped Dell establish itself as a serious player in the business laptop market. Dell Dimension Portable. The Dell Dimension Portable was another early 1990s laptop from Dell, designed to bring the Dimension brand, which was already popular in desktops, into the portable space. Dell wanted people who already trusted the Dimension desktop name to feel comfortable buying a portable version. It was targeted at home users and small businesses who needed basic computing on the go. These machines were not powerful by any modern standard, but they were reliable and affordable for their era. The Dimension Portable showed that Dell was thinking seriously about making laptops accessible to everyday people, not just corporations. Some popular models from this series include the Dell Dimension Portable P75, P90, and P100. Dell Latitude. Dell Latitude arrived in the early 2000s and quickly became one of Dell's most important and long-lasting laptop lines. It was designed from the ground up for business professionals and large corporations. Companies loved it because it was incredibly reliable, easy to repair, and simple for IT teams to manage across hundreds of employees. It came with security features that other laptops did not offer at the time, like encrypted hard drives and fingerprint readers. The Latitude is still sold today, making it one of the longest-running laptop series in Dell's entire history. Some popular models from this series include the Dell Latitude E6400, E7450, 5420, 5520, and 7420. Dell Inspiron. The Dell Inspiron launched in the early 2000s as Dell's answer to the home and student market. It was affordable, came in many different sizes, and was easy for everyday people to use. While the Latitude was for businesses, the Inspiron was for everyone else, families, students, and first-time laptop buyers. It quickly became Dell's best-selling laptop line because it offered good value for the price. Even today, the Inspiron remains one of the most recognizable laptop names in the world. Some popular models from this series include the Dell Inspiron 15 3000, Inspiron 15 5000, Inspiron 14, and Inspiron 16 Plus. Dell Precision. Also arriving in the early 2000s, Dell Precision was built for a very different kind of user. These were workstation laptops designed for engineers, architects, scientists, and video professionals who needed extreme processing power. A regular laptop simply could not handle the software these professionals used. Things like 3D modeling tools, simulation software, and high-resolution video editing programs. Dell Precision laptops use special processors and professional-grade graphics cards certified for this kind of demanding work. They were expensive, heavy, and powerful, built for people where performance was more important than portability or price. Some popular models from this series include the Dell Precision M4800, M6800, 5560, 7670, and 7770. Dell XPS. Dell XPS launched around 2005 and introduced something new to the Dell lineup, a premium laptop that combined power with beautiful design. XPS stands for Extreme Performance System, and it was originally aimed at gamers and power users who wanted desktop-level performance in a laptop. Over the years, XPS evolved from a gaming-focused machine into Dell's flagship premium laptop for creators and professionals. It became known for its stunning displays, thin and light design, and top-tier build quality. Today, the XPS line is considered one of the best premium laptops money can buy. Some popular models from this series include the Dell XPS 13, XPS 15, and XPS 17. Dell Vostro. Dell Vostro arrived around 2007 and filled a very specific gap: the small business owner who needed something better than a home laptop but could not afford corporate-grade Latitude machines. It came with a clean, professional design and business-friendly features like stronger security and longer battery life. Dell marketed it directly to freelancers, startups, and small teams who wanted a serious work laptop without a serious price tag. It was not flashy or powerful, but it was dependable and practical. Vostro quickly found a loyal audience among self-employed professionals around the world. Some popular models from this series include the Dell Vostro 3400, 3500, 5410, and 5510. Dell Alienware. Dell acquired the Alienware brand in 2006, and by the late 2000s, Alienware laptops were fully part of the Dell family. Alienware was already a legendary name in gaming before Dell bought it, known for building machines that pushed performance to the absolute limit. After the acquisition, Dell kept the Alienware identity separate, with its own unique design, aggressive look, and glowing RGB lighting. These laptops were built for serious gamers who wanted the fastest graphics cards, highest refresh rate displays, and most powerful cooling systems available. Even today, Alienware remains Dell's top gaming brand and one of the most respected names in gaming laptops worldwide. Some popular models from this series include the Alienware M15, M17, X14, X15, X17, and the Alienware Area 51M. Dell Studio. Dell Studio launched around 2008 and was aimed at creative users, musicians, photographers, and video hobbyists who wanted style along with performance. It sat between the everyday Inspiron and the premium XPS in terms of price and power. The Studio line had a more stylish design than the Inspiron, with better display options and stronger multimedia features. It was Dell's attempt to attract the creative crowd who cared about both what their laptop could do and how it looked sitting on a coffee shop table. The Studio line was eventually discontinued around 2012 as XPS took over the premium creative space. Some popular models from this series include the Dell Studio 14, Studio 15, and Studio 17. Dell Atimo. The Dell Atimo was launched in 2009, and it was unlike anything Dell had made before. It was Dell's answer to the Apple MacBook Air, an ultra-thin, ultralight luxury laptop designed to turn heads. The word Atimo means to fall in love with in Latin, and Dell wanted this laptop to feel like a fashion accessory as much as a computer. It was made from aluminum, incredibly slim, and priced at the premium end of the market. However, it struggled to compete with Apple's dominance in the ultra-premium thin laptop space and was quietly discontinued around 2011. Some popular models from this series include the Dell Atimo 13 and Atimo XPS. Dell Mini/Inspiron Mini. Around 2008, a new category of tiny, cheap laptops called netbooks became extremely popular worldwide, and Dell jumped in with the Dell Mini series, also called the Inspiron Mini. These were very small laptops, usually with 9 or 10-inch screens, designed for people who just needed basic internet browsing and email on the go. They were lightweight, cheap, and easy to carry in a bag or backpack. They were not powerful at all, but that was never the point. They were meant to be simple and affordable second computers. The netbook trend faded by around 2012 and 2013 as smartphones and tablets took over that role, and Dell quietly retired the Mini lineup. Some popular models from this series include the Dell Mini 9, Mini 10, Inspiron Mini 10, and Inspiron Mini 12. Dell Inspiron Gaming. Around 2015, Dell noticed that more and more students and young people wanted laptops that could handle games without spending Alienware money. So Dell created the Inspiron Gaming line, affordable laptops with dedicated graphics cards that could run popular games without breaking the bank. These were not the most powerful gaming machines, but they made gaming laptops accessible to a much wider audience. They came in bold colors and gamer-style designs that stood out from the regular Inspiron lineup. This series eventually evolved into what we now know as the Dell G series. Some popular models from this series include the Dell Inspiron 15 7000 Gaming and Inspiron 17 7000 Gaming. Dell G series. The Dell G series replaced the Inspiron Gaming line and became Dell's official entry-level and mid-range gaming laptop family. Models like the G15 and G16 became extremely popular because they offered solid gaming performance at prices most students could actually afford. They came with dedicated NVIDIA graphics cards, high refresh rate displays for smoother gameplay, and better cooling systems than regular laptops. The G series sits below Alienware in Dell's gaming hierarchy, more affordable, less extreme, but still very capable. For anyone who wants to start gaming seriously without emptying their wallet, the G series is the first stop. Some popular models from this series include the Dell G15, G16, G315, and G515 Special Edition. Dell Inspiron Modern Lineup. By the mid-2010s and through the 2020s, the Inspiron lineup had grown into a massive family, covering everything from basic home laptops to 2-in-1 convertibles with touchscreens. Dell refreshed the design language, made them slimmer and lighter, and added features like fingerprint readers and faster charging. The modern Inspiron caters to students, families, and everyday users who want a dependable laptop at a fair price. It comes in 14-inch and 16-inch options, and the 2-in-1 versions can flip into tablet mode for added flexibility. It remains Dell's highest volume laptop line, the laptop most people think of when they hear the name Dell. Some popular models from this series include the Dell Inspiron 14 5000, Inspiron 15 3000, Inspiron 16 Plus, and Inspiron 14 2-in-1. In 2025, Dell made a bold and historic change. It rebranded its entire consumer laptop lineup under a clean, simple new naming system. The base tier is simply called Dell, no extra words, just Dell. These are the everyday laptops for home users, students, and general consumers who need reliable performance at an accessible price. They replace what used to be called the Inspiron lineup, carrying forward that same spirit of affordability and practicality. The clean branding is part of Dell's strategy to make it easier for customers to understand exactly where a laptop sits in the lineup, without needing to research model names. Some popular models from this series include the Dell 14, Dell 15, and Dell 16. Dell Pro. Moving up the ladder, Dell Pro is the new name for Dell's professional and business-focused laptops in 2025. These replace the Latitude and Vostro lines, combining them under one cleaner brand. Dell Pro laptops are built for working professionals, people who need reliability, security features, long battery life, and the ability to handle demanding work applications all day long. They come in slim designs suited for office environments and travel, and they are built to be easy for IT departments to manage across large organizations. Some popular models from this series include the Dell Pro 13, Dell Pro 14, Dell Pro 16, and Dell Pro Max. Dell Pro Max. At the very top of the 2025 lineup sits the Dell Pro Max, Dell's new name for its highest performance professional laptops, replacing the Precision Workstation series. These are built for users who push laptops to their absolute limits. Engineers running complex simulations, visual effects artists rendering massive film projects, data scientists processing enormous datasets. They carry the most powerful processors and professional-grade graphics cards available, certified to work with the most demanding industry software. The name Pro Max signals clearly that this is the pinnacle of what Dell makes the most powerful, most capable laptop in the entire Dell family. Some popular models from this series include the Dell Pro Max 14 and Dell Pro Max 16. If you find this video informative, consider subscribing, and click here to know about every dangerous smartphone malwares.